Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of B-17 Queen of the Skies here on the World War II Solitaire board game channel. This is going to be episode 13, so we have survived 12 missions and I'm very glad to have you here because me and my boys are gonna need all of the backup that we can get. Let's go ahead and take a look at our composite mission record to see which of the original crew members we have. Like I've said, we're going to keep playing until all of our original crew members are either KIA or sent home due to serious wounds and our original bomber is destroyed. Before we start, I just want to tell you, if you're not subscribed to the channel, it really helps me a lot if you get subscribed. Also, if you have time to comment and like the video, that actually helps me out a lot. So if you have time and energy to do that, I would be very grateful. Okay, let's look at the composite mission record. We still have our original B-17 that is named Heaven's Way. Our bombardier unfortunately is lost. We have a new guy here, J. Irish Harkin. He is on his second bombardier mission, so he needs at least 10 missions under his belt to get that positive bombardier modifier on the bomb run. He has taken down ME-1010, so he's 4 kills from becoming an ace gunner. Our navigator, Rictor, is our original navigator. He has 1 kill. Pilot, yours truly, is of course the original one. Co-pilot is not. We are now second co-pilot, Philip Merritt, who has a total of 5 missions under his belt, so this is going to be mission 6. Our engineer is the second engineer to serve on this plane, and that is Brett Grimond. He has done a splendid job. He has a total of 3 kills. Our radio operator is Tom Martin. That's our original radio operator. Ball turret gunner, Angus Young, with 1 kill. He's our original ball turret gunner. Portways gunner is Malcolm Young. He is also original gunner. He has 2 kills. Starboard waist gunner, also original, Cliff Williams, no kills. And our tail gunner, Bon Scott, also one of the original crew members, and again, no kills. So that's a little bit surprising with a tail gunner with no kills, but he's been hitting a lot of airplanes, just not blowing them up. Okay, let's go ahead and roll on chart B3 now for our next mission. And again, as you know, we want to have as small number as possible on the red D6, as the higher that goes, the further away the missions are. And we don't want to have hard missions into Zone 8. We want to have preferably milk runs. The very best roll would be a roll of 11, which is Sand Omer. That is in Zone 2. I never had such a milk run actually. All of my missions have been in Zone 3 and further on, all the way to Zone 8. So, you know, a roll of 11 wouldn't be bad. Let's see what we get. Yeah, that's another tough mission, 63. That is, we're going back to La Rochelle. So we have been to La Rochelle before, and the problem with La Rochelle is not only that it's so far away, it is also that you will have a +1 when rolling for flak over target. So last time we rolled a 6, which is heavy flak. You cannot get any worse flak than that. But yeah, we rolled a 6. So if we roll, for example, a 3 now, it's not going to be light flak, it's going to be medium flak. If we roll a 5, it's not going to be medium flak, it's going to be heavy flak. So we have, again, a +1. Let's see here, La Rochelle, to your flak table. And the target type is U-boats, boat, pens. And we roll for our position information. So we hope to get some good rolls now, because getting a bad position formation and squadron position when going to Zone 8, that is a death sentence. We roll 2. So we're in the lead position. So that's bad. That means for every fighter wave that we meet, we're going to have one more 109 at 12 o'clock high. And then we go ahead and roll for our squadron position. We really hope to get 3 or 4 now. We need it to survive. We get 6. So we get actually now this is the worst combination possible. The very worst combination ever possible. We have the lead position, so we're going to have an additional 109 for each fighter wave. And we have the low squadron position, which means we have a +1. We're rolling for B1, B2. That's number of German fighter waves in zone. So yeah, this it might not be our last mission, I guess, but it definitely might be our last mission. But if we're lucky, you know, we just lose some men. I don't think it's possible to do this without at least losing one guy. But, you know, we'll do our best. Just that it's, you know, kind of makes me want to, you know, just get badly hit in zone 2 so I can abort the mission and get home. We consult G11, that's our flight log gazetteer, and we'll look for La Rochelle. First is a -2. That turns into a -1 with our squadron position modifier. Next is a -1, which of course turns into a 0. And then it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So that is going to be +1, +1, +1, +1, and +1. Okay, that's not very nice, but a mission is a mission, and orders are orders. So we take off, we go into zone 1, and we go into zone 2. We roll for our fighter cover, hope for a high roll, and roll 5, so that's good fighter cover. We note it here on our mission chart. We roll now on B1, number of German fighter waves in zone, and we have a -1 to our roll. And roll 6, which turns into 5. That is going to be 1 fighter wave already. The fighter wave 45 is going to be 2 109s at 130 level and 12 level, and a 1010 at 1030 low. And then because of our position in the formation, we also get a 109 at 12 o'clock high. So yeah, things aren't really starting out good, but it is what it is. Alright, so they're coming in hot and heavy here. Fortunately, we do have good fighter cover, so we're at least going to be able to drive some of them away. So we roll a d6 on M4 fighter cover defense. With a roll of 1, we're going to be able to drive 1 of them away. I am going to go with the 109 at high. Okay. And we shall fire 1030 level and low. We can fire the port cheek gun and ball turret. So port cheek gun goes on the one at level. I can actually only fire the port cheek gun at him, but I can fire the ball turret on the 1010 here. And then the 109 coming in at 12 level, I can use the top turret and the nose gun. And I cannot use spray fire on any of them. So we'll mark off here, nose. Let's see here, port cheek, top turret, and ball turret. We roll to see our pilot status, left to right, the 109 first. Average, the 110. The 110 is a green pilot. And then 109 at 12 o'clock, and he's an average pilot. Okay, so we will roll now to see if we can hit them at 130, so 1030 level, the 109. We need a roll of 6. We fire with the Portuguese gun, that's our navigator, Victor. He hits on a 6, but he rolls a 5. To hit the 1030 low, we would need with the ball turret a roll of 6, but because he's a green pilot, we now hit on a 5 to 6. So Angus Young takes a shot, he rolls a 5, and that is indeed a hit. So how much damage do? We have a +1 to our roll. We would like to roll at least a 2. And we roll a 6. Very impressive. That means our ball turret gunner, Angus Young, score his 2nd kill. So let's note it here on the mission chart. And let's go ahead and do it directly here on the mission record. Angus Young, we have him over here. ME 1010. That is his 2nd kill, so 3 more kills for him to achieve ace status. Okay, so this guy, yeah, he blows up. Some good news. 12 o'clock, we fire first our nose gun at 12 o'clock level, and then we fire the top turret, and we only hit on a roll of 6. So nose gun first, J. Iris Harkin. He rolls a 2, so he misses. The top turret is fired by our engineer, Brett Grimmond. He needs a roll of 6. I'm going to re-roll that one. Escape from the dice tower. That's the first time that happens with this one. Okay. And he rolls a 1. Okay, that's a bad sign. So we have to take fire against these guys. Let's get away with MG markers first. So let's go with the 109 at 1030 level. He will need a roll of 5 or 6 to hit. And rolls a 2, so he misses. So he flies by and flies home. At 12 o'clock level, we also need a roll of 5 to 6, and he rolls a 1. So again, zoom, he flies by and flies back home. So that is going to be the end of our encounter in Zone 2. That was wave 45. So we move on. Now entering Zone 3, we have a long way to go again. La Rochelle is all the way down here in Zone 8. We have entered Zone 3. We start by rolling for fighter cover, and we have poor fighter cover in Zone 3. We have no modifier to our table here for B1, so on a roll of 3 to 5, we have enemy fighters. And we roll a 1. So in Zone 3, we skip the enemy fighters, and we go now to Zone 4. This is the last zone where we have fighter cover. Roll for fighter cover, and roll a 2. So again, we have poor fighter cover. This is not a lucky mission so far. We go ahead and roll for B1 enemy fighters. Again, on a roll of 3 to 6, we have enemy fighters. And roll a 5. Let's see, our modifiers in Zone 4 is a +1, and that's going to be a +1 now for Zone 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the 5 turns into a 6. That means we have 2 waves of enemy fighters. The first wave of enemy fighters is going to be a random event, so that's pretty cool. So we go to B7 for random events, and we roll a 2. That is engine failure. So I have to roll again 2D. On a roll of 2, 3, or 7, engine 1 is out, 4, 10, 11, 12. Engine 2 is out, 5 to 6. Engine 3 is out, 8 to 9. Engine 4 is out. And yeah, let's see which one we take. We roll a 4. That means engine 1. Sorry, no, that's going to be engine number 2 is out. So engine 2 is out, so we go ahead and put a marker on engine 2. And if you are like me, not super familiar with all of the parts on the plane, on page 1 you have quite a good picture that shows. So this is going to be engine 2 over here. Basically you go left to right. So we put the engine out marker here on it. Okay, so I got my wish, because that means we don't have to abort the mission, but we can, and it's still not going to count as a defeat. It will be a draw. However, there are a few things that we're going to be required to do now. And the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to jettison our bombs. I mean, we don't have to do it, but not doing it would be stupid, because we're not going to the target zone because of the engine out. So we don't need our bombs. So we're going to go ahead and drop our bombs. But that also means that we're going to be out of formation now. So we're still going to get that extra ME 109. And you know, if we get into combat, we're going to be, it's going to be a problem. But we're still in zone 4, so we still have fighter cover. So let's see what happens. So let's go ahead and note here, engine 2 out. So by dropping our jettison our bombs, I'm gonna make a note of that too. Jettison bombs. So by doing that, we do not have to or actually so by doing that, that means you don't have to drop out of formation. So we could follow the formation even with one engine damaged or engine out, but that's not what we're going to do. But we are jettisoning the bombs because we do not want to get direct hit there and then we'll explode. So B-17 position information is now, instead of lead, it is out of formation. So that means we get 109 at 12 o'clock level every wave instead of 12 o'clock low. Squadron position now used to be low, but now it's none of them because we're not in a position. So that is a good thing, because that means our -1 turns into a -2 here in zone 2, and in zone 3 it turns from 0 to -1, and in zone 4 where we currently are, the +1 turns into a 0, and that is because we don't have that modifier now from the squadron position. These modifiers are according to the flight gazette. We are still in zone 4, and that was a random event. And if you remember, I had actually two enemies here to deal with. So 66, that's the random event. We scratched that, but we have one more enemy fighter wave to deal with. And we roll 21, so that's going to be 190 doing a vertical dive. This 190 may not be driven off by fighter cover, and only the top turret and radio room may fire, and they require a 6 to hit. Okay, so we use the top turret and the radio MG. And again, they need a 6 to hit. And let's see if we can use spray fire. Nope. Spray fire may not be used against 12 o'clock, 1:30, 10:30, or vertical dive. So we can only use normal fire. Hit on a roll of 6. We use the top turret and a radio gun. And there's no point in rolling for fighter cover defense, since he cannot be driven off by our fighter cover. So top turret, we need a roll of 6. This is our engineer, Brett Grimmond. Come on, you can do it. Yeah! Awesome. That's really cool. We would normally have a +1, but we do not have that against the Focke-Wulfs. We hope to roll now a 3 or higher. And we roll a 2, so that's unfortunate. That turns into a 1. Actually, it doesn't because it's the twin gun. But yeah, that gives him this one. We have to roll for his pilot status. Should have done so before. It's average, but I simply forgot. So that did not change the outcome. We're still firing. Radio room here is our radio operator, Tom Martin. Perhaps this could become his very first kill. He will hit on a roll of 6. He rolls a 2, so that is not a hit. Okay, so for this fighter to hit us, we will check what he will require. From a vertical climb, he will hit on 4, 5, or 6. But he has a -1 modifier. So let's hope he does not roll anything higher than 4. He rolls 6. So that is a hit. And that's the problem now, because that's one of the bad planes. We roll now on shells hit by area at vertical dive. And roll 5, that turns into 1 hit. And with a Focke-Wulf, multiply the number of shell hits by 1.5, rounding down. And 1 times 1.5 is 1.5, rounded down is 1. So we're quite lucky, it is just going to be 1 hit. So we roll now on vertical dive to see what kind of damage he does with the 1 hit. And we roll 11. That is going to be the waist. So we go ahead and note here, vertical dive, 1 hit, waist. And then we go to our pink, I believe it's pink 5. Yes, it is pink 5. And we roll 2d6 to see what kind of hit he does. We rolled 7, that is a rudder. That's okay. The rudder, we note the hit here. Rudder damage. 1. Rudder takes 1 hit. With 3 hits, rudder is inoperable, and landing on roll on table G9 or G10 has a -1. So really, getting hit in the rudder is not a big problem. Getting hit in the rudder 3 times can turn into a problem, but I don't think that will normally be a problem either. We're all now on B6 to see this guy's new position. And 2d6 with a roll of 4 means he's going to hit us now from 9 o'clock level. So before we do that, let's see, our fighter cover is poor. So even with a roll of 6, it would not drive him away because, you know, let's see what we roll. We roll 2. And with 2, it will drive away 0 fighters and 0 in any successive waves. Okay, so we will fire at him again. We really need to take him down now, because from that position he can fire us. You know, he will hit on a roll of 4, 5, or 6. So at 9 o'clock level, I can fire the top and ball turret guns. And I can fire, let's see here, 9 o'clock level, also the port waist gun. So we're going to fire all of these, of course. We start with the top turret. I'm hoping to score a kill with Brett, who only needs 2 more kills to have an ace status, because he has 3 kills. We go ahead and mark off the ammo. 1 from the top turret, 1 from the ball turret, and 3 from the port waist gun, since we are using spray fire. So at 9 o'clock level, we need a roll of 5 or 6 to hit with the top turret. And roll of 3, so that's a miss. We need a roll of 5 or 6 also with the ball turret. And a ball turret is a hit. So Angus Young has his chance now to score his second kill. Roll for damage against fighters. Normally you have a -1 when firing at a Focke-Wulf, but not when you have a twin gun. So roll 2, which remains a 2. And that means we have 2 of these fighter continues markers, which instead turns into a fighter breaks off -2. But we still have to roll for spray fire. Spray fire by our portways gunner, Malcolm Young, who has 2 kills. So on a roll of 6, we could potentially kill him. Let's roll to see what happens. He rolls 6, and that is a fighter hit. Roll for damage on table M2. This time we do have a -2 to a roll, which is a little bit unfortunate, because if we get another fighter breaks off, we take him down. So now on a roll of 4, 5, or 6, he's actually dead. Let's see what happens. Roll of 3. So that means that turns into a 2, and that is fighter damage, but continuous attack. So we have a -1 there. So yeah, basically he's gonna not gonna be able to hit, I think, only on a roll of 6. So let's see what he rolls, and he rolls a 2, which turns into a -1 with our modifiers. So he definitely break off, but he's a brave pilot. He took a lot of damage before he decided to stop. And we cross out here, wave 21. I think my guys have done a great job considering the situation. Let's get back to the strategic movement board. All right. So that settles that. And as we turn around, it's actually now that we jettison our bombs and fall out of formation. So now we have to take that extra ME-109 for each fighter wave. And we basically do that after we dealt with the random event and the fighter wave we had, just in case someone thought like, hey, why didn't you bring that 109 with Focke-Wulf? Because yeah, the battle wasn't over. And it certainly isn't. We are now on our way back to England, hoping to reach safety in Zone 4. We roll for fighter cover on our way back, and we hope for a high roll now. And we roll 6, so we are blessed with a high roll. That's good fighter cover. We roll now for enemy action. Enemy fighter waves on B1 with no modifier to our roll. So on a roll of 1 to 2 now, we have no enemy fighter waves. And roll of 4 with no modifiers, that means 1 enemy fighter wave, which is not good when you're out of formation. 63, that's 3 190s, 1030 high, 12 high, and 130 high. Okay, so we have a bunch of 190s here swarming us from high. We also have the 1-9 there, which comes from being out of formation. It's going to show up for every fighter wave we encounter. However, we are blessed with good fighter cover, so let's hope again for a high roll when rolling for fighter cover. It's not a good roll. With good fighter cover, that is not very helpful. Brings away one of the bad guys, but only in the first wave, none in any successive attacks, which is going to be all of them now because we are out of formation. So even if they miss, they're going to get to take another pass. They're going to take a total of 3 passes. So that's very unfortunate. We are going to go ahead and remove the 190 coming from 12 o'clock. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do now is take evasive actions, evasive maneuvers. And that's something you're able to do, evasive action effects, only if you are out of formation. You cannot do it if you have 2 or more engines out, or control cables are out, or if you have accumulated 3 or more negative landing hits. And you cannot do it if anyone other than the pilot or co-pilot is flying the plane. And it also says any damage previously received specifically disallows taking evasive actions. We have none of those. So we take evasive actions, and that means all our gunners will only hit on a roll of 6. and the enemies gonna have a -1 when they roll to hit us. Okay, so what are we gonna fire with here at 1030 high? We're gonna go with top turret and port cheek and port waist. So a lot of fire coming into this 190. At 12 o'clock level, we use the nose gun. At 130 high, we're going to use the starboard cheek and the starboard waist. So that's a lot of fire going on. That is a total of 6 machine guns out of 9 firing. And actually, we cannot use the port cheek and starboard cheek at the same time. So I'm not going to fire the port cheek, only the starboard cheek. Let's mark off the ammo. First we have the nose, then we have the top turret, and then we have the port waist, starboard waist, and starboard cheek gun. Roll for crew status, left to right. We have an average 109. The 190. The 109 is also average, and the last 190 is also average. No aces. That's good because I really don't need any aces. So I'll roll for my defensive fire first. And as you know, since I'm taking evasive maneuvers, I only hit on a roll of 6. Port waist gunner, miss. Top turret, miss. Nose gun, miss. Starboard cheek gun, miss. Starboard waist gun is a miss. So all of my machine guns miss. To hit me now, all of these need a roll of 6, I believe. 1030, yes, he needs a 6. 130, yes, needs a 6. And 12 o'clock also needs a 6. So roll for the enemies first. The Fuckwolf coming from 1030 high. He miss. The 109. He hits. Let's roll for this guy. He rolls a 5, so he misses. So we have 1 hit, and that's from the 109 here. And we shall roll to see how many hits. And with a roll of 10 coming from 12 o'clock, that is going to be 2 hits. So we note here on our mission chart, 12 o'clock level, 2 hits. Let's see what he hits. Let's pray we do not get a walking hit. First hit is a 9, that is pilot compartment. Second hit is a 6, that is going to be the port wing. Okay. PW. Let's roll for the pilot compartment first. Yeah, that's where I am. Roll a 6, that is going to be superficial damage. Phew! Okay. And then we have the bow wing. So we look at blue 1, 1. And roll 7. That is going to be more superficial damage. Whew. Okay, so all of that damage was superficial. And that's good news. We're going to roll for the new positions here. Alright, so for the second pass, the 190 will come from 130 level. The other 190 will come from 9 level. And the 109 will come from 130 level as well. Okay, so one thing that we're gonna do, we'll just do it with the 190 here. And that is, we're gonna fire the tail guns because all of them attack from the front. So then after the attack, you're allowed to use the tail gun, but you only hit on a 6. And I actually hit with the 6, so Bon Scott, this might be his first chance to actually take a guy down, but he will only do so on a roll of 6 because you have, actually it's the tail guns, so actually on a roll of 5 or 6. And he rolls a 6, so he blows up that Fuckwolf. That's pretty cool. That is his very first kill. we'll note it on the mission record, and then on the mission chart. Let's see here, tail gunner. That it's very lucky. That's just what we needed now, because I mean, this is of course a little bit problematic. Okay, so back to firing. Defensive fire. This one is the biggest problem at 9 o'clock level. We can fire the top and ball turret and port waist gun. We will fire the top and ball turret and port waist gun. However, we are going to use spray fire with all three of them. And then we have the 109 coming over here at 130 level, and we can only fire the starboard cheek gun at him. So let's mark the ammo. Starboard cheek we mark 1, top turret we mark 3 boxes, ball turret 3 boxes, and port waist 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's start off by firing the ball. Let's go with the top turret first. And here also 6, so that is a hit. Roll for damage on M2, and we roll with no modifiers since it's a twin gun. And it rolls a 5, so that effectively destroys him. So with the top turret, we get another kill. So let's see here, top turret, that's a 190. That's the engineer. And that is going to be the 4th kill now for our Master Sergeant Brett Grimmond. Let's see, what did we say? It's 190. So 1 more kill from him, and we're going to have ace status. We still need to roll for the ball turret, see if we have a gun malfunction, and the port waist gun. Nope. So no gun malfunction, so they keep working as properly now. The 109, we fired the starboard cheek gun. We need a 6 to hit. Roll a 1. He is going to hit us only on a roll of 6, since we're taking evasive actions. And also 1, so he misses. Normally now he would fly away, but since we are out of formation, he's going to keep attacking. So he will go for a 3rd pass, and 11 means he is going to go to 9 o'clock high. But again, we get to fire once as he passes with our tail gunner. So we mark off a box of ammo, and we need to roll a 6 to hit. A roll of 4, so that is not a hit. Okay, so at 9 o'clock high, we're gonna need to fire at him. Let's see, 9 o'clock high, we can fire the top turret and port waist gun. So top turret and port waist gun. And we are going to use spray fire again. It's so effective, and we're out of formation. We need to get out of here. We don't really need to conserve any ammo. Top turret, we mark off 3 boxes. Port waist gun, we mark off 3 boxes. Okay. So we'll start by firing the top turret, and we roll on the spray fire. And roll a 2, that is fighter breaks off without firing. And then we roll the port waist gunner, and he rolls a 3, which is fighter attacks normally. But he breaks off due to the spray fire from the top turret. That's Brett Grimmond, our soon-to-be ace gunner engineer. And that effectively ends that very long engagement. That's what's going to happen when you break out of formation. You're going to have a bad time. But we're still alive. We only have some engine and rudder damage. So we'll keep on trucking, and hopefully next zone we'll not encounter any enemy fighters. Okay, so we're still alive. We go ahead and roll now, boop, into zone 3. Roll for fighter cover, and roll a 1. That's unfortunate, because that means we have poor fighter cover. That's not what we need right now. Roll on zone 3 with a -1 to a roll. So if we roll a 1 to 3 now, we stay clear of enemy fighters. And we roll a 3. That's very fortunate. Thank you. That means we do not mess with any fighters in zone 3. Zone 2, we roll for fighter cover. And roll a 4. That is fair fighter cover. And we roll now for enemy fighters with a -2 to our roll. So only now on a roll of, let's see here, 6. Let's see, a roll of 5 or 6, I believe. Yeah, 5 or 6, we will have enemy fighters. And we roll a 2. So, okay, we're out of harm now because now we enter zone 2. We roll for weather. And we roll 11, so I think I jinxed us a little bit. We have poor weather over England, and we don't know the weather over the target zone because we never we never arrived there. So with the poor weather, we have a -1 on the landing roll on G9. So if we were to roll, I believe, a 2 now, we'll have a problem. See, if we roll a 2, cruise safe and B-17 repairable by next mission. Okay, so that actually means, yeah, we're safe. Nothing's gonna happen, guys. We roll. We go back to the base and roll for the landing. And we roll of 9, which turns into 8 with our modifier for the poor weather. 2 to 12, crew and B-17 is safe. Okay. That's not a victory, of course, that's a draw. But come on, guys. That was a mission to La Rochelle again. Are you kidding me? With increased flak and the baddest squadron position, the baddest B-17 position. Yes, that is no 0% bombs hit the target. That is another draw. But we got, you know, a lot of kills here. We got a kill, let's see here, the tail gunner, Bon Scott, got a Focke-Wulf. Our bolter gunner, Angus Young, got a 1010. And our Master Sergeant Engineer, Brett Grimmin, got his 4th kill, a 190. So 1 more kill and he's gonna be ace. So, I mean, I think we did very well. I definitely don't consider it a draw myself, because all of my original crew members are still alive. I still have my original B-17 plane, and we even got some kills in, getting closer to those ace statuses. So guys, I gotta say, I am very happy with this episode. I'm not gonna complain. I think things, considering the situation, went very well. I hope I will see you for the next episode. Next episode is gonna be 14. So, I mean, that basically means we have 12 more missions to fly. And if we survive, I mean, that would be completely epic, because I think people play this game all of their life without actually surviving for 25 missions. But I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think. I will not think that's going to happen until we land in England on mission 25, which I don't think is going to happen. But we're going to give it our best, and we're really enjoying ourselves, and I hope that you are enjoying taking part of this adventure. Perhaps you are one of the crew members operating one of the guns, or the radio, the bombardier seat, whatever. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a comment, tell me what you think, and don't forget me to join for the next mission.